Well, we have all the Louisville stuff, and the Kentucky governor said U.S. is racist and his state is racist. I'm grade 7, and let's dive into this. Now, the Democratic governor let down the attorney general, local law enforcement officers, and the grand jury with his comments on Wednesday, basically disavowing them and their decisions. He can't control them, he remarked. Kentucky Governor Beshear said, I start with the humility and the acknowledgement that I will never feel the weight of 400 years of slavery, segregation, and Jim Crow. I will never personally feel that weight, but I can listen and try to hear. And I can be clear, systematic racism exists in this world, in this country, and in our Commonwealth. Now this is a independent Senate, so you get bias. He is promoting victim mentality and hate for the right and whites. I do like this little part coming up. Beshear let down the country and Commonwealth. And right here, we would like to see this Democrat define systematic or systemic racism and give specific examples because it hasn't existed since we eliminated Democrat Jim Crow laws. Louisville is a mess because they have elected a weak Democrat mayor and a weak governor. Now, he says systematic racism exists. Let's take a look at something. These are the list of mayors for Louisville. They haven't had a Republican mayor since 1969. 1969. Systematic racism? Democrat right here. A lot of these places that they're saying systematic racism are Democrat controlled. You would think if Democrats are getting rid of it, they would have gotten rid of it some time ago. But no, they still have it. And, Democrats have gone mad. The rioters and looters aren't feeling the weight of 400 years of slavery. They've been riled up by white liberal leftist organizers. Yeah, no, they are. They're actually being used by white leftists. Leftists are not liberals, and so I won't call them that. The Breonna Taylor case is sad, and it's understandable that the community could easily be angered. The young woman lost his life, and she did not have a criminal background. However, her house and her name were tied to a drug trafficking ring. That's why they had the warrant. Her ex-boyfriend and current boyfriend were tied to the ring. Now, this is one of those things. Be careful who you're hanging out with. Maybe if they had cleaned up their own community a little bit, this wouldn't have happened. The police wouldn't have had to go there. They wouldn't have had to need a warrant. Now, apparently the police did announce themselves. A witness to the apartment below said they did so loudly and knocked 3 times. But no, this entire thing against the officer is bogus. It's a Salem witch trial all over again. No, the officers entered the apartment. Taylor's boyfriend was in a firing stance, and he fired first. I mean, we're in this part where criminals are victims. They are not victims. They're criminals. But Democrats are, as this guy, give me that. Why is Beshear selling out his own attorney general? Beshear's heartfelt comments about how blacks can't get health care, jobs, anything because of racism. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Hate to say it, a lot of that does boil down to how motivated you are. And when you're stuck in the government system, I've seen it. You're not very motivated to do anything. I've had friends who were on unemployment, and the last thing they did was look for a job. They were like, I'll look for a job when unemployment runs out. The entire Louisville thing was planned and organized. If you've seen this right here, I mean, that's organized. That is an organized riot. And the people behind this should be the ones going to jail. They actually should be charged for murder of the 2 cops that were shot last night. But we won't see it because the left is defending this stuff and they're wondering why people are getting mad about it. Well, maybe if Democrats, like it said right here, maybe if Democrats had actually done something in all this time, we wouldn't have this racism. But the racism seems to be strongest in areas that they strongly control. Well, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next video.